And after the anthem of the nation, you know what time it is. It's time for good old high school baseball out here in Northeast Ohio. We're here in North Ridgeville, Ohio, between your Shaker Heights Red Raiders and the North Ridgeville Rangers. It's going to be a contest of the district semifinal to see who will punch their ticket either against Green or Avon to go to that district final. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Vaughn Ullum on the call for you here today. The Rangers taking the field as we speak. All white look for them except for the caps. White front, navy surrounding it, and then a yellow brim. Clean little retro-looking hat for the Rangers. We're here at their own baseball field. Shaker Heights was able to beat North Olmsted just the other day. That was Saturday, where Shaker Heights was able to beat North Olmsted right here at this exact same field. Shaker was able to take him down 3-2 with a one-run comeback there in the final innings. Shaker Heights won that 3-2. They also did beat North Ridgeville in a scrimmage earlier this year, but of course that's way long ago. That was March 21st, I believe. Shaker Heights winning that as well, 3-2. So if it's a 3-2 final once again here today, don't be too surprised. Shaker entering into today is 1-0 in their postseason run, 9-19 in total on the season and postseason if we're including that 1-0 record. North Ridgeville, on the other hand, 19-6. They have had a phenomenal season, and that puts them as the 2 seed out here in the region. And the winner of this district moves on to go into the regional semifinal. There would still be 5 more games if Shaker Heights were to try and make that run to states, but we've seen crazier things happen. Let's look at the Shaker Heights basketball team. They were seated very, very low. Were, I believe, tied last in the Greater Cleveland Conference. Shaker Heights was not, but they were able to make that run, almost getting to that state semifinal round. They were eliminated in the round of 8. Shaker Heights here, however, entering into the round of 64 left in the Division II state tournament. So we'll see if Shaker Heights can really put together a run. It will start right now. This is one of the toughest competition that they will face no matter what throughout the tournament. If they can beat North Ridgeville, it really feels like they could beat anybody all along the way through to said tournament run. Casey Robinson to start. Pitcher went the full 7 innings, did very, very well. Allowed 2 to come in. First pitch he'll take the swing at. It'll go foul down the first base line. And Casey Robinson already making some good contact, and that's a big time deal when you're going up against these pitchers of North Ridgeville. They top out about 88 miles per hour. Nothing too crazy, but nothing too easy to hit. Here Casey Robinson swings and misses, had his timing off that time. And Shaker Heights will need to make these adjustments early on. As we are in the district semifinal, we're having a 3-person umpiring crew. This one fouled back. That's going to go all the way down to the creek. Last time we were here in North Olmsted, we had 4 geese occupying that creek. Hopefully none of them harmed in the making of this broadcast. Also, excuse the wind if the camera's shaking a bit too much. That's Mother Nature. And this one's upstairs. So Casey Robinson will, it looks like he got a piece of him. So he'll take first. How about that? But now the home plate umpire is telling him to come on back. So he's arguing it hit him in the wrist. And now English, head coach of the Shaker squad, going to get involved in this as well. He's going to, of course, argue for his hitter. Casey Robinson was confident as could be that hit him in the wrist, and now they're going to bring the 3-man umpiring crew together. We'll see if they change anything very early in this one. Only, 5 pitches down in this one? Already getting the umpires conversing in the infield. And here they are going to send Robinson out to first. With a runner aboard and nobody out here the first inning. This is exactly what Shaker needs here to get the runs coming in early, because that just builds the confidence. The main issue with a lot of their losses wasn't the fact that they couldn't get runs. It was the fact that they didn't get runs until the late innings. They entered into the game much too late. But in that North Olmsted game, they were able to put up a run early that gave them the confidence to continue forward. That's exactly what they need here today if they're taking on the Rangers. Here bunting is Michael Coxon, and once again, as we know, if you follow Shaker Heights baseball, the bunt ain't going to work for him this time. We'll see if he goes for it again. Casey Robinson stepping off of first. gets set, and here's the pickoff throw on the first. Casey Robinson back in safely on the dive. Mealy, your pitcher here today. Only pitches down, and here another bunt that goes up and away, out of play. And, well, now you can't bunt. It's 0-2, the count now to Michael Coxon. Not sure why they continue to bunt the way they do. It has just not been working out for Shaker Heights as a whole. Michael Coxon entering into today with a .299 average, just under 300. One of the best bats on the team this season. And they need him to shine. This one going to skip away from the catcher and booking it down a second. He was going to round second, but stay put is Casey Robinson. And now Shaker Heights has a runner in scoring position with still nobody out. They weren't actually expecting Mealy to come out and pitch today. I believe they were expecting the righty. At least that's what English was communicating to the team. Yeah, they were expecting the righty, but they're getting the lefty. Maybe they're saving him for a district final run if they were to get one here. This one goes sailing up and to the backstop. Robinson goes to third. Up 90 more feet. He's deep in scoring position, and Shaker Heights is off to a great start. Shocking start right now for Mealy. 2-2 the count. He hit one guy, then two wild pitches, put that same runner, Casey Robinson, all the way to third. Here's the pitch to Michael Coxon. He'll foul this one back away. Yeah, if you were with us that last game against North Olmsted, they loved hitting the shot put area out here over to our left. Right behind us is the Rangers football field. And this next pitch to Michael Coxon sent down over to third. And now Casey Robinson is caught up in a rundown between third and home. Here's the throw for third. Casey Robinson. Here Michael Coxon going to second. Robinson able to evade the tag, he thought. Robinson able to touch home. Casey Robinson infuriated. He thought he hit home. Well, Shaker Heights will still have a man in scoring position. Robinson is out, even though he really did not believe he was. And so there's out number one. So typically, this is big talking point. Typically, this is where you're going to see Aaron Neiman. He is out today, feeling a little under the weather. I wouldn't say a little under the weather. If he was only a little under the weather, he would be here. But just wasn't feeling well whatsoever today. You know he's feeling bad when Aaron Neiman is out in a winner-go-home game. This one down low. Coxon jumping over there off of second, waiting for his opportunity to take third as well. So Cran's in today. He was your first run of the ball game, even though he was pitch ran for by OHSAA Howard. 2 balls, no strikes. Man, Mealy is off to a rough go here to begin things. Michael Coxon taking the lead off of second. RBI situation here to Crans. And this next pitch outside. Wow. But yeah, again, it's going to be the same situation that we saw on Saturday, where Malachi Crans will be in to hit here. OHSAA Howard will sub in for him, though, due to Malachi Crans still not playing out on the field. He's still got a little bit of his ankle trouble that we saw against Riverside. Took him out as a late scratch, but since then, he has been hitting rather well. Here he'll go fishing for one, though, down for strike 2. The catcher must have thought it was strike 3. He tagged him. And while we work our way to a first countdown, it's 3 balls with 2 strikes and only 1 out. RBI chance here with the payoff pitch to be on its way here to Crans. Coxon off of second, extending his lead. Here, Crans thought it was ball 4, but he's rung up on strike 3. And we go to Braden White. They need, it feels like, his RBI right now. You don't want to leave a guy stranded now. You had a guy caught on a rundown between third and home. Feels like you need to cash in for a run right now. Here, Braden White was looking for it that time, swinging for the tennis courts out there in left field. Won't find him. Unable to draw contact. There's strike number 1. No balls, 1 strike, 2 down with Michael Coxon aboard at second. This next pitch is right down Main Street, taken for strike number 2. The Rangers were in a bit of trouble, but now they're feeling it, with Mealy starting to enter into a groove. The 0-2 pitch gets Braden White swinging and missing. Braden White, unfortunately, with a poor AB, and Shaker Heights unable to cash in with two different runners going in scoring position. Casey Robinson caught up on the rundown from third home, and then Michael Coxon left stranded on second. So the Red Raiders unable to strike first here in this first inning, but we'll see if they're able to keep this a scoreless affair for the Rangers when we come back. Thank you very much for tuning in. Vaughn Ullum on the call to the bottom of the first. We go here in North Ridgeville, Ohio. Wesley Lewis set to start things off here today for Shaker Heights. We'll tell you some about him. He's a sophomore entering into today, number 14 on the back of the red jersey. Shaker Heights in their red cap, red jersey, white pants. Same look we had against North Olmsted. Lewis, rough go on the regular season. There's no real way around that. Over 7.7 on his ERA. But when he came out and pitched against North Ridgeville in that scrimmage earlier on, and that was actually March 12th, not the 21st, Lewis was the winning pitcher. This first one, however, delivered down low. Typically not a guy that you see delivering walks like Jeremy Silver may. It's a guy that allows a lot of hits. And in that game against North Ridgeville, he gave up 3 in his 3 innings worked. But no runs, no earned runs. Struck out 4. It was a decent outing for him. Again, it being a scrimmage, they didn't have him go in for that long here. The third pitch of the AB laid in for strike 1. 2-1 goes the count. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this outing goes. He needs confidence, and right now you don't have room for error. Again, win or go home for either of these teams. Lewis in a 3-1 spot to the first batter of the day. He'll deliver this one right down the middle. Batter. But yeah, Lewis pitching 32 1/3 throughout the regular season, has a record of 1-3. And the payoff pitch popped up. That could bloop, but O'Shea Howard trying to get over to it. Calling him off is Eli Stolfus out in right field. He'll make the grab for out number 1. So 6 pitches on the first AB, nothing too crazy. Lewis is able to keep him off. But yeah, Lewis right now with a 7.79 ERA entering into today, which isn't too great, but he's faced some tough competition. Teams like Menor and Brunswick, I believe. He's had some rough opponents. And this first one, trying for the running bunt, I believe is what that was. I mean, typically you don't see that. You see that more in softball. But yeah, this time it's Yezi trying to go for it, and this next one fouled off over to the left side. That's going to go, it's going to drop in foul territory. Thought that could have hit the fan over out in left, but she wasn't worried. And number 15, the second batter, Iezzi, I suppose is how you pronounce it, I-E-Z-Z-I, and he'll take a hack at this one and sky it out into left field. Getting over to it is the sophomore Silver, and he's able to make the play for out number 2. Silver earning some coach points, calling off everybody. Hey, communication is how you'll win these games. No doubt about it, and there he's able to make it happen. So Wesley Lewis, over the course of the regular season, unable to strike out a whole lot. You can see he's more of a contact guy. The first one laid in. Wesley Lewis, first inning, that means a lot. If he's able to put up a good first inning, typically means he's set for the day, and he's able to have a good outing. This next one just a bit up high. Ooh, barely. 1-1 goes the count. 2 down. Here to go. Bang number 8. One of the guys that really hits over to his pull side a lot, grounds it right over to the base side. And so Isaac Lazar and Andy Berglund have to be on their feet. Again, Andy Berglund out there on defense with Neiman out. The rest of the infield looks like Casey Robinson at first. At second is OHSAA Howard. This next one laid in there for an even 2-2 count. Then over at third, as we said, Isaac Lazar at third. At short today is Andy Berglund. Here's the 2-2. And this one grounded right back up the middle. Andy Berglund going to take care of it. The throw on to first is too late. Berglund just took too long on the throw. Berglund typically prefers the shortstop spot over second, which is typically where he's put instead, because they never really take Aaron Neiman out of the lineup. So Berglund over at short today, and already what probably should go as a defensive error on Andy Berglund, unless you want to rule it as an infield single. So first guy on here today for the Rangers. First one just missing the mark. 1-2 goes, or excuse me, 1-0 goes the count. 2 down here with a runner on first being low. And indeed, we saw it sent over to the left side of the infield. It was further up in the middle infield, but this pickoff throw going to get away from Robinson. He's able to keep it close, though. Sean Murphy, the batter, he'll swing and miss for strike number 1. Number 13 on the back of the white jersey. Definitely a game changer. Doesn't give us the stats on North Ridgeville. They don't give us all the public statistics. That next one ruled as strike 2. Good pitch out of Wesley Lewis. And now we go 1-2. Low takes off of first, but we will return as that pitch was where to be, and already to a payoff pitch we go. Wesley Lewis nearing 20 pitches. It doesn't feel like it, but it's up to 18 now. 19 on its way on the payoff. This one grounded over to the left side. Berglund going to try to snag it up on the run. That throw is going nowhere. Both hits over to Andy Berglund, and now if you are a North Ridgeville coach, you're going to tell your batters to attack that part of the infield. But now a big gap between Berglund and Isaac Lazar now. Berglund was playing a little close to the middle, a little further back near the grass. And now 2 guys on here for Emmanuel Ramos, number 9. Here's Lewis's pitch. This one's sent over to the right side. Just going to skip over the head of Robinson. Handling it here is Stolfus. This is going to score 1. The throw in quickly will get to Robinson, and runners will be at the corners in a 1-0 game. And we talk about this a lot whenever we see Lewis on the mound. Typically, if there's one thing, it tends to lead into a bit of a spiral up against Wesley Lewis. Hopefully he's able to just settle things down. 2 down. New batter. Runners at the corners. First pitch in there for strike number 1. And here they're going to send their runner, Ramos, from first to second without a throw. The batter, Kyle Urban. Back and out of play. Gonna hit near the concrete separating the softball field to the baseball field. Just to the left of your screen, if you can see it, just past that Red Raider dugout, again on the left side of your screen. That's where the softball field is. Not sure if that's got to just be a practice, not in full uniform. There's only one team. So, and this one's sent up to Andy Berglund. Berglund, a double pump. The throw on the first is very much in time. It's getting a little scary with those double pumps from Andy Berg, but he's able to secure out number 3 on the Casey Robinson, and Shaker Heights now already needing second inning. Thank you very much for tuning in. Vaughn Ullum on the call out here in North Ridgeville, Ohio. Leo Pevnik to start things off out here for the Red Raider offense as we get going here in inning number 2. Shaker Heights down 1-0 after they allowed one to come through there in the bottom of the first. Ridgeville got 3 hits going. Shaker Heights still without one. We'll see if they can get anything going here. Had 2 runners on in the form of Robinson and Coxon, the first 2 guys in the order. This first one is missing for ball 1. Pevnik, the middleman of the 9-man order, that puts him at number 5. And here he'll swing and send this one back into the caging behind home plate. 1-1 even count. Due up behind him are the right fielder and left fielder, Eli Stolfus and Jeremy Silver. So nothing but outfielders here in this part of the order. This next one catching for strike 2. 1-2 here to Pevnik. Pevnik, throughout the season, started things off slowly, but then really got cooking with his bat over these last games of the regular season. And here he'll take this one up high, 2-2. It goes to Pevnik. And this next one, gonna catch down low. Tough call to Leo Pevnik. He'll take it for strike number 3. So we go to Eli Stolfus. The right fielder in today's game had one of those catches there in the first inning. We'll see what he can put up here. He started very well with his bat. If we're including the scrimmages of the season, we're looking at a 208 average. If we are not, however, including that, we're looking at an average of 188. Granted, Shaker Heights as a whole has an average of about 229 as a whole. For the other side, we're looking up in the 300s for North Ridgeville. This one's sent over to the right side. Right fielder getting over to it. He'll make the grab. Right fielder flying out to the right fielder. So first 2 down, we go to Jeremy Silver. Silver's been really getting anxious to get something going on offense. He just hasn't been able really to just yet. He's gotten a couple of good opportunities, but nothing really that crazy. He continues to have a lot of power behind him. You can see it in things like batting practice, but it doesn't exactly matter unless it translates into an actual game. So Jeremy Silver entering in with a 130 average. Shaker down 1-0 here. 0-1 spot here to Silver as he'll swing this one, and it'll go over to the third baseman. The third baseman on the running throw is right on target on to first. So Shaker Heights goes down 1-2-3. And they're still down by a run. North Ridgeville trying to increase their lead when we come back to the bottom of the second. We're in North Ridgeville, Ohio. Vaughn Ullum on the call. First pitch of the new inning here in the bottom of the second. Shaker Heights' Wesley Lewis sends this one down low, but it catches for strike number 1. Shaker Heights allowed 1 run to come in that first time. Couple of defensive mistakes out of Andy Berglund in particular. Though they ruled them as hits for North Ridgeville, that might be a little generous. And this next one gonna skip away. That's ball 2. 2-1 here to Carter. And again, you want Lewis to just maintain confidence. If he's got confidence, he can put together a good game And here this one foul tipped back. 2-2. Lewis pitching well. We saw him a lot last season. Actually, not a lot last season. We saw him a little bit last season against teams like Lake Catholic. Pitched very well in his freshman year. Pitched an immaculate inning against Cleveland Heights. That was one of the highlights of the year. Here, a swing and a foul tip back into the glove of Michael Coxon. He'll pick up his first K here as Wesley Lewis gets things started here in the bottom of the second. There's out number 1. And so now Mealy comes in, your pitcher today for the Rangers. Shaker Heights really only has 2 guys, both pitch and hit. Here, a swing and a miss out of Mealy. And that's in specific Casey Robinson, considering he's one of the better hitters on the team. Can't have him pitch and not hit. Put him in like Shohei Ohtani. So then you got guys like Eli Stolfus. Typically, we can see him pitch and hit, but it depends. Typically, if he does pitch, they leave him out of the 9-man order. This next one catching. Good call out of the home plate umpire. Puts it in at an 0-2 spot. Mealy steps out, but steps right back in. Turf infield here today in the North Ridgeville Rangers ballpark. This one sent up. Lewis tried to get it now here to Berglund. Berglund missed it. And Howard missed it a little bit too. Got out there into the deep part of the middle infield. And this is the big kicker for Lewis too. If he has base runners on, as we said, it can spiral. And if he has rough infield mistakes, that's not going to help him out. So here, Mealy reaches to first on a defensive error by the Red Raiders. And here the pickoff throw brings Mealy back in safely. Lewis already up to 31 pitches, 32 to be delivered in just a second here to Clark. First pitch to him is just outside. Ridgeville, as we said, 19-6, though they've had some very, very close wins. This one's skied out, and that's going to be a gapper. That's going to fall between Eli Stolfus and Leo Pevnik. Stolfus loses it between the 5-hole, but he'll send this one in and hold the lead runner at third. There's no one there to pick it back up in front of the Red Raider dugout. Lewis will get over to it, and there's a big-time hit out of North Ridgeville, keeping this going with only 1 out here. But yeah, North Ridgeville has had very close games against teams like Avon Lake, against Amherst Steel, in which they were actually swept by them. Lost to Lakewood by 3, and after that was able to create some big-time victories over Elyria and Firelands. But we'll see if Shaker Heights can put an upset together right now. However, North Ridgeville on top of things with 1 out and 2 runners in the scoring position. Oof. This next one not catching up high. Coxon held for a second, thought he might get the strike call, didn't, however. Padgett, number 3, 0 for 1 to start things off. And this next one up high as well. 2-0. 2 runners on. It's Mealy over at third, and it's Clark at second. Both taking some decent leads. And this next one sent right down the middle for strike 1. Lewis needing to just get that confidence back. Just needs a little bit of energy, especially after the defensive mistakes behind him. Here's the 2-1. This one down low. Coxon keeps in front of him. Great block out of Michael Coxon. But now he's 1 ball away from loading him up. And here in the bottom of the second, feels a little bit early for Lewis to run into so much trouble. This pitch fouled away. Back over. Oh, that hit the chair of one of the ticketers. Oh, man, that was close. That almost hit up onto his, just like an extra foot, would have hit his head. And he was not looking. My goodness, that's a little scary. Here's the 3-2-1. This one popped up. That's going to go out of play. So we have ourselves another countdown. 3 balls, 2 strikes with only 1 out. Lewis now nearing 40. 38 pitches to this point, 39 to be on its way. Man, I'm still baffled by that. that luck of the draw over there by the ticketers. Man, that was as close as could be. Hopped off the concrete and into the back of the chair. Here, a swing and a miss. That's exactly what we needed to see out of Wes Lewis. able to get the swing and miss, and he will avoid the bases loaded situation and work it to 2 outs. If Shaker's able to get out of this, that could put energy into their offense as well. It'll be big if they can get out of this jam. Lewis looks over to third, delivers his next pitch, and this one fouled over to the left side. This time that fan moves out of the way. Over down the left field line. Your outfielders today, Eli Stolfus in right field. In center, you got Leo Pevnik in left. Jeremy Silver, same kind of look, and this one fouled back. So in an 0-2 spot, now is number 15, and that's again our guy Iezi, I believe is what we tried to pronounce that as. He's 0 for 1. Lewis would love back-to-back Ks right here. From the righty dealer that kicked the pitch, this one fouled back again. Back over to that creek. This time it won't fall down into the water. We'll see if anyone's going to go ahead and grab that. We actually got one of the baseballs that landed in the football field behind us. That's still in our broadcasting bag. Here's the 0-2. This one's sent right up the middle. That's going to score at least 1, but probably 2. Here's the throw in from Pevnik, cut off by Casey Robinson, and that's going to bring us to a 3-0 score. Clutch hit out of Iezi. Almost had it. Wrapped up there. But he just sends one that was, once again, 0-2 hittable. So now Lewis doesn't have any runners in scoring position. Here's the pitch. It's upstairs and away. Lewis just needing to settle things down, take a breath. Only one more out to get until we go into the next inning. This one sent out in the left field. Jeremy Silver ranges back, then leans in front of him. Makes that grab for out number 3. So 1 run coming in the first, 2 runs there in the second. Wesley Lewis almost able to get out of the jam, but then a clutch hit out of Iezi scored 2, and now it's a 3-0 score. North Ridgeville on top as we go into the 3rd inning. Shaker Heights need to put some hits together when we come back. Shaker Heights already with a couple of defensive mistakes put them where they are now, and they're down by 3. 3-0, and their offense needs to make up for their defensive performance to this point. So Isaac Lazar enters into the right-handed batter's box, the freshman playing third today. First pitch is fouled back. So Isaac Lazar, a guy that has a lot of power behind him. You see his big swings when he steps out of the batter's box, but it's just a matter of whether he can hit the ball, which he's struggled with this season. There's no way around that. He's struck out a decent amount, and this one he'll take inside, maybe a little up for ball 1. 1-1 here to Isaac Lazar. Lazar wants a little something before his freshman year is over, whether it be a good tournament run or a big-time hit. No matter the case, he wants something that takes him into the sophomore year with a little bit of energy. And it's a 2-1 count. Here's the 4th pitch of the AB. He'll swing and miss for strike 2. But again, Isaac Lazar enters in with an average of 122. Only 6 hits on his 49 at-bats. 2-2. This one, ooh, down low, taken. Ball 3. Lazar with some good discipline. You can't lie. He's worked throughout this season. He used to be swinging that stuff outside and low all the time. This one, oh, he thought was in tight, but umpire rings him up for strike 3. Lazar didn't like that one, but he'll have to sit down in the dugout on the payoff pitch. He's rung up. So we go to the very bottom of the order in the form of Andy Berglund. Berglund, a guy that started off the season hitting it very, very well. Things kind of have slowed throughout the final games of the regular season. He'll take this one low and away. 1 out here in the form of, again, an Isaac Lazar strikeout. This next one up high. Lazar with the current looks right now, he's got the same amount of strikeouts as Casey Robinson, with a significant amount of, or a significant less amount of at bats. Robinson with 75, Lazar with only 49. Here's the pitch, and Andy Berglund takes this one. Might have missed up high, maybe inside, maybe outside. Again, it's a little difficult to tell the pitch location from our location, but I'm gonna try to give you all the facts. Here's the 3-1. Oh, he's rung that as a ball before, but regardless, we go to a countdown in the form of a full count with 1 away, 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. And the sophomore on the payoff pitch will take this one down low. Easy take for Andy Berglund that time, and he'll earn himself a, what is that, a 6-pitch walk. Good work. So Shaker Heights has a runner on with 1 out, but we go back to the top of the order in the form of Robinson. Beatley already up to 40 pitches as well. Berglund taking his lead off of first. The pitch to Robinson, down low, held off. Ball 1. Robinson 0 for 0. He was hit by the pitch his first time up. Love to see that happen again. And here's the pickoff throw on the first, and Berglund back in safely. Oh, they roll it a balk. How about it? Shaker Heights gets another runner in scoring position. The question is, can they cash in? They're down 3. 1 run can just give them the momentum. That's all they need right now, it feels like. Taking his lead off of second is Berglund. And Robinson takes this one low, a little inside. Robinson was, I believe, out number 2 his first time out in the base paths. He was tagged out on a rundown between third and home. Thought he evaded the tag, but didn't get the call. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Robinson sends this over to the third base side. Sneaks through out in the left. Berglund going to stay put over at third, and Casey Robinson will put runners at the corners with only 1 out. We go to Michael Coxon now. So now, with Braden White up behind Michael Coxon, it feels like Shaker Heights maybe could get something going. Or, excuse me, it'd be actually O'Shea Howard behind Michael Coxon. But regardless, we'll see what Coxon can put together. Robinson taking a very conservative lead off of first. Berglund off of third. Coxon skies this up. This could bloop, but it might go foul. And here the catch is made. Berglund tagging from third. The throw is right on target, and they call him out. That's bad. That is a bad call, unless they got his hand. English not protesting, but what a throw. Unbelievable throw off of first, and once again, that's Shaker. Right now, that's how their offense just continues to have things bounce. Kyle Urban with the most phenomenal throw we've seen out in right, and Shaker Heights once again with runners in scoring position, unable to cash in for a run. They're down 3-0. We go to the bottom of the third. 3-0 your score as we go into the bottom of the third. Wes Lewis still your pitcher. Allowed a few hits, but more so it's been a decent amount of defensive mistakes behind him. This one fouled over to the softball field, and softball practice players for the Rangers need to get out of the way of that one. Sean Murphy, 1 for 1 on the day to this point. Unless he was one of the guys that reached on an error and got a generous call from the game changer. This next one going for strike number 2. Lewis would love a good 1-2-3 right now. It doesn't feel like there's a lot of room for error at this point. Already gave up 3 runs, 1 in the first, 2 in the second. All eyes are kind of on this sophomore, and this one grounded over the left side. That's going to sneak through both Lazar and Berglund. First runner gets on. And this throw into the infield goes awry from Berglund. So Shaker Heights really cannot crumble now, but it feels like they just might be. Still a lot of time in this game, though. 3-0 is the score. North Ridgeville on top, but now they have a runner aboard with nobody out. Murphy off of first. Ramos up to the plate, right-handed hitter. Lewis collects, and he delivers. That next one's right in there. Strike number 1. Again, the issue with Lewis isn't the walks. It's not the hit by pitches. It's not the control. He controls just fine, but it's just offering up hittable stuff. This next one way up high. And Murphy going to reach second as this one gets away. And now they're going to deliver a pinch runner out there. So Murphy will be taken out. New runner, I believe, wearing number 23, 22, something of the sort. Regardless, new runner up at second. Ramos still your batter. He's in a 1-1 spot. He was bunting his last time, but the pitch went flying up and away. Lewis looks over to second. Delivers the pickoff throw. Ooh, almost had a good pickoff throw. Tried to get Couch, who's the new runner. Tried to get him going too far off of second. Gavin Couch now playing it a little safe. We get time called by Ramos as he redoes his batting gloves, make sure everything's spiffy. Not bad. All of accessories are white, and with the white jersey, white pants, it's kind of a clean look. Cannot lie. Here's the next pitch. It's outside, ball 2. Hopefully Shaker Heights cannot have another inning spiral out. This next one delivered in tight for strike 2. 2-2 goes the count. Ramos here. Again, reached his first time up. Couch off of second. Here's the 2-2. This is way up high. Coxon didn't let it get past him. Couch again off of second. Lewis with the pickoff throw on a second. Floated it over to OHSAA Howard. He'll be back in safely, Gavin Couch. Lewis already up to 55 pitches to this point, 38 strikes. So, again, not an issue of balls and strikes. It's mainly been an issue of the defensive mistakes behind him. This one fouled back over to that creek once more. That'll take a swim. We'll do it again at a payoff pitch. Lewis taking his time. Makes sense. Pressure spot right here. The payoff pitch once more. How is that not a strike? Took it for ball 4. And that did not look right. Again, from where we were, we don't have the greatest look at it, but my goodness, that was at least close. No question. And now 2 runners on this one. Skied up, out into shallow right. Eli Stolfus will get there, and because of the shallowness of that fly out, no runners will advance. There's out number 1. Excuse the wind. We just got a big gust coming out into the microphone. Our apologies. 3-0 North Ridgeville leads over Shaker Heights. So 2 runners on, 1 in scoring position with 1 away. And this next pitch, ooh, off the mark. 1-0 the count with 1 away. Ramos off of first. It's Couch off of second. And this next one low and away as well. Oof, can't walk him here. Tyson Carter, wearing number 1 on the back of his jersey, hitting right. Lewis looks back to second, delivers the pitch. That's going to be in there. Lewis to 61 pitches now, and we might be going to a guy like Eli Stolfus a little earlier than was hoped, but Eli Stolfus, a guy that can really shut things down. This next one, oof, down low, 3-1 it goes. Yikes. Can imagine we could get a mound visit here if he were to walk him loaded. We'll see. Can't get ahead of ourselves on the 3-1. Here it comes. And this one grounded down the third baseline. It'll just bounce foul. Lazar over to get it. He'll deliver it back. So we work our way to a glorious old countdown. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Out here at the North Ridgeville High School baseball field. Lovely campus. You can tell they put a lot of money out into their athletics, considering the quality of their softball field, their baseball field, their football field behind us, and the tennis courts out and left. You can tell they take them a little serious. Here's the payoff. This one's sent right back to Lewis. Lewis on the first. Here they're going to go for the double play. Berglund saves this one from going out in the left. And there will be out number 2. If you can't tell, this wind is coming in right now. It's coming in hefty. Shaker would have loved the double play, but you got to understand, you got to take it 1 out at a time, and they wanted that first out over at first. Just couldn't turn 2. And again, our apologies are for the wind up here. It's really coming in right now. So Lewis with 2 down, but 2 on. This is the same spot that we saw in that last inning. He gave up a clutch hit out in the center. This first one laid in. And it was a 2-strike spot. This time it's going to be with Nicky Mealy, the pitcher for the Rangers. Pitching well so far. Shutting out Shaker to this point. This one skied up over to our left into the football field, right on the track in lane 2. So an 0-2 spot once again. This is exactly what happened in that last inning. This time, Lewis just needs to shut him down. Can't give him anything too good to hit. He'll deliver this one right where it was last time. That'll score 1. That'll score 2. And 5-0 will go your score. Same exact thing that we saw in the last inning happen there. Exact same thing. Just soared over the head of Howard and Berglund. Got through into the shallow part of the outfield. 5-0. Ridgeville on top now in the 3rd inning. So, again, just like last time, things get reset with a runner at first and 2 down. This next one misses. Game sure ain't over yet, but the Rangers in a great spot. Here in the 3rd inning, 1 run coming across in the first, then 2 in both the 2nd and 3rd. Here, a swing and a miss. Shaker Heights seeded number 24. They beat Olmsted, it was 23, but a big, big gap. As now they play the number 2 seeded Rangers. They kick at the pitch. This one down low. Coxon keeps it in front of him, so holding over at first will be Nicky Mealy. Reached both of his first 2 times up. And this offering's upstairs, 3-1. If he walks him here, if you're English, do you go? Well, we're about to find out here. Pickoff throw on the first. Mealy was still continuing to take his lead, but he kept the eye on the ball, made sure he got back in time. And now this one gonna run in and get him. Or maybe it just missed for a ball. Excuse me, I believe that just missed. And so an easy take there for number 2. So they're letting Lewis stay put for now. We're going to get time called, though, for Michael Coxon, who decides to go up and talk things over with Lewis. Quick little convo. We'll leave him be. 5-0. The Rangers lead it out here at their home base. Next game, whether it be against Green or Avon, is meant to be at a neutral site. Granted, we saw the same thing for the lacrosse team. They were supposed to be at a neutral site against Ignatius. This one inside, but rule the strike number 1. Yeah, that game out there against between Shaker Heights and St. Ignatius, it was supposed to be a neutral site. This one down low, but ruled strike 2. It was supposed to be at a neutral site, but they ended up putting it in Ignatius, which was not originally how it was supposed to go, but the same thing happened to Hoover as well. They are the higher seed over Hudson, and they are ruled as getting home field advantage for their game, and it's already the regional semifinal. This next one down low and away. 2 balls. 2 and 2, 2 down. 2 men on. So we'll see if Shaker Heights can overcome the home field advantage that Ignatius will have. This one fouled over to the right side. Eli Stolf is trying to get to it, but it'll foul. It'll fall foul, excuse me. We'll do it again at 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. But yeah, not sure how that all came to be. Just really gave it all to the home teams. But Shaker Heights, with the way they've been playing lacrosse, they can definitely win tomorrow. We unfortunately won't be covering it. This one upstairs. Not my decision. Blame the parental units. Payoff pitch here. 1 ball and he walks him loaded. Then you can imagine we would have to. Well, he hits him. So you can imagine Inglis has got to come out here, and indeed he's going to do just that. We step aside with the gust of wind coming in. We're going to step aside as they want to talk things over. 5-0 your score. Bases loaded, however, with 2 down here in the 3rd inning. OHSAA Howard to lead things off out here in the middle inning. Inning number 4, OHSAA Howard and the Red Raiders are down by 5 as we go into the 4th inning. Shaker needs to get hits together and put some runs onto the board, it feels like right here, right now. First pitch delivered to Howard is up high. Ball 1. Kranz was here in the 3rd spot in the batting order the first time around, but then they put in OHSAA Howard because they wanted a Howard in the field with Kranz still having his rolled ankle. This next one taken for strike 1, 1-1. Nobody out as we're just getting started in the middle inning. The next pitch, cut on and missed. Oof, rough swing out of OHSAA Howard. Again, wind coming in. My goodness, this wind will not help out any hitter either. This one's blowing in. Different from last time where it was blowing out to the outfield. This time, very different circumstance. Here's the 1-2, and this one gonna skip away for ball 2. 2-2. Nicky Mealy right now controlling this Shaker Heights squad. No real defensive mistakes behind him either. That's where Shaker Heights has struggled. And here OHSAA Howard with a swing and a miss. He's out number 1 on 4 pitches. Or excuse me, 5 pitches. But yeah, Nicky Mealy right now to 40, or excuse me, just around 50 pitches to this point. Braden White now due up here, and if Shaker Heights wants to get hits together, this is one of the guys that can try to get him onto the base paths. Mealy exactly to 50 right before that pitch. Now that's 51 to Mealy. Braden White with a poor AB as last time. Went down on 3 pitches, and right now with already an 0-2 count, could be the same story. That'd be rough for Braden White, especially in a losing spot right now if he were to have his last game, unable to really get anything going up at the plate. But we'll see. 0-2. Here's the kick of the pitch. And a swing and a miss. This one off the mask. Maybe it foul tipped off the mask, and indeed that's the case. So we do it again at 0-2. 1 down here off of the OHSAA Howard strikeout. Behind White will be Pevnik. And here's that 0-2. And he'll rule it as strike 3. So Braden White with a couple of poor ABs to start off the day. And that's just kind of recapping what Shaker Heights has had happen. They've had great opportunities to come out and score runs, but both times bounces didn't go their way. Throw over from right field again from an incredible Will Tagan kind of throw like what we saw in the postseason last year. That's what Kyle Urban gave us out in right, but it feels a lot different when you're on the other side of it. This next one ruled as strike 1 to Pevnik, 1-1 here to the sophomore. Pevnik 0-for-1 to start things off, and a big swing and a miss. This is where we're starting to see the guys with 88 miles per hour settle things down. Again, the wind blowing in hard. Wasn't at all windy before this game was started. During the practices, the IOs between both sides, it was perfectly tame. This one grounded over to the second baseman. As he throws on the first, Shaker goes down 1-2-3. So Shaker down by 5. And right now, they just need to protect out on defense. Can't have any more mistakes go through. If so, then they'll end up having their season end here in the district semifinal. Thank you very much for tuning in. Vaughn Ullum on the call. New pitcher alert as Quinn Malone will come out for the Red Raiders. He's had a couple of rough outings for Shaker Heights over these last regular season games. We'll see how he performs here today. We'll tell you more when we come back. Quinn Malone entering in, a left-handed pitcher, and that's exactly what head coach Stephen English likes to see. He likes switching it up from righty to lefty. No different here, even though Quinn Malone, as we said, had some rough goes over his last outings. He comes in today to try to settle things down. It's already 5-0. He's going to try to keep it that way out here in the bottom of the fourth. We're halfway through this one. 3.5 gone, 3.5 to go if we go to the bottom of the seventh. Daniel Lowe will take this first one for strike one. But yeah, Wesley Lewis came in for 3 innings. And then gave up those 5 runs, 1 in the first, 2 in the second, 2 in the third. Quinn Malone throughout the season has pitched 18 2/3, 1-2 record. This one fouled back into the shot put area as always. ERA of 6.75, but again, that's really gone down from recency. Pitched against Holy Name for only a third, where Quinn Malone gave up, I believe it was 7 runs without getting an out or something of that sort. Maybe it was before getting 2 outs. Regardless, it was a rough outing there, and then he only pitched 1 inning for Hawken in total for the Hawken game on May 20th. But before those 2 games, his ERA was at a 4.13. Then after that, it increased it by 2.6. This next one missing the mark. We go to a full count. Here in the bottom of the fourth, North Ridgeville up by 5. Again, they're expected to come out of this region, or excuse me, this district. We'll see if they do. And this next one gonna miss the mark. Might have gotten him. So a 6-pitch walk issued from Quinn Malone. And this is where we start to see the lack of experience, you can say, out of the remainder of the pitching for Shaker. I mean, we have seen Casey Robinson pitch gems, what we saw on Saturday. But after that, not too much depth. This next one missing as well. .0 here. Kick the pitch. And this one's sent right through the gap between second and third. And here, rounding second was low, but he'll stay put. And so Murphy is aboard at first. First 2 guys on. Here with nobody out, Quinn Malone in a rough beginning. And we're already going to get time called, and English walking his way in to the mound. I mean, there's no doubt about it. English has seen Malone go through these rough last outings. He knows it's a risk to put him in. And now it's already seeming like it could be that same kind of rough outing for Malone. But it's early in the inning. But the first 2 guys are on. And Emmanuel Ramos comes in. Malone, a left-handed dealer. Backup quarterback for the Shaker Heights team this year. And here's the next pitch on new AB. It's fouled back into the glove of Michael Coxon. It'll go for strike 1 as it bounces off the turf. North Ridgeville already up 5. It feels like if they put up even 1 more run that this game could be over. Only here in the middle inning. Quinn Malone with the next pitch. It's fouled up. Oh, that's going to us. Oh, hello. My goodness. Man, Emmanuel Ramos did not like my commentary. Not a fan of the broadcast, I guess. Oh, 2. Here's the count to Emmanuel Ramos. A little bit shaken after that foul away. Thought that was coming all the way to us. We've had that happen a couple of times. Like Will Berglund, I believe that was my sophomore year. He almost hit us with a home run out in the center. We had to fully move our broadcast setup to try and evade that. So from 0-2 to 2-2, an even count here with nobody away and 2 runners on. Here we get time called by the runner Murphy on first, but he'll take his lead and say he's all good. Here Ramos in a 2-2 spot. Quinn Malone checks the runner on second, then moves clockwise to first. This next pitch is low and inside. From 0-2 to full. This is where we could start to see things fall apart a little bit for Shaker Heights here in the middle inning. But you can't let it get out of hand right here. The kick, the pitch from the lefty dealer. This one's sent right to Andy Berglund, and this could be a triple play. The throw on a first. He's got him. It's a triple play. Oh, he caught a liner right at him. Andy Berglund then taps on the second, made the throw to first, and that's the first time I've ever seen a triple play at high school. And that's something Shaker Heights just needed right there. And their offense will come back up to bat there for the top of the 5th. Thank you for tuning in. Vaughn Ullum on the call. All Andy Berglund. He's had a couple of mistakes, but he's able to make up for it right there. Ends the inning all by himself. Vaughn Ullum on the call. We'll be right back with you for the 5th. When we come back, or as we come back, it's 5-0 North Ridgeville on top. Shaker Heights, a little bit of momentum, hopefully, after the triple play. All created by Andy Berglund. Caught the liner right at him at short, stepped on the second for the force, and then the throw, or excuse me, for the second out, he tapped on the second, and then he threw it on the first. Casey Robinson was set up for out number 3, and a bang, bang, bang triple play for Andy Berglund. He made it happen and got Shaker Heights out of a big jam. There was runners on first and second with nobody out, but Shaker got out of it. Thank you very much to the Shaker Heights shortstop. Again, had some mistakes early, kind of made up for it with that. This next pitch outside, Stolfus in a 3-1 spot. If he walks here, that can even help out the Shaker offense a little bit. Mealy up to 61 pitches, 62 to be on its way in just a second here. Or excuse me, he's up to 61. Yes, here's 62, and it's off the mark. So Shaker gets things started with a walk. Eli Stolfus aboard over at first. So we go to Jeremy Silver. Behind him, Isaac Lazartu up as well. And now this one going to, did that hit him? My goodness, so Mealy's starting a little bit falter. And we go to Isaac Lazar, the freshman, with an opportunity here to try to get an RBI going. Same situation that we saw last time. What are you pointing at? Okay. And now here showing bunt is Isaac Lazar. Now here, oh, what's happening? Eli Stolfus is caught over at third. However, the ball going to skip away. He'll be safe. My goodness, is Shaker lucky on that. Holy crap, you can see assistant coach Joe Welsh losing his mind. You know it's bad when he takes off the hat and rubs his head. That's how you know it's bad news. But it worked out. Shaker Heights showing bunt was Isaac Lazar. He held back when it was a ball. Stolfus stopped between second and third, but somehow reached safely at third. Here's a swing to miss out of Lazar. But now 2 runners in scoring position. Shaker Heights needs something here, it feels like, in the 5th inning. Dang, a Shaker got lucky over these last couple of opportunities that could have gone very south. This next one right down the middle for Isaac Lazar. I'll take for strike 2. Isaac Lazar once again in a struggling patch. And right now, this is not the opportunity to find a strikeout in. Here's the 1-2. This one down low. Felt like he was taking that all the way right out of the arm. 2-2 it goes. Nobody out, runner on second and third. Freshman hitting righty up against a lefty pitcher. It's to his advantage. And this one's skied up. I mean, that could blue, but the right fielder gets over to it. They're going to not tag. I was going to say, you can't do that again. They're holding Eli Stolfus at third. That's the right move. So that's your first out. Unable to get the RBI, Isaac Lazar. So we go to Andy Berglund. Well, he's had a great time on defense, at least for that last inning. He's had a little rough go, as we said at the beginning of things, but holy cow. We saw him on that triple play that was really all in his hands. Never seen a triple play in high school ball before, but well, he made it happen. This first pitch off the mark, ball 1. If Shaker Heights can get bases loaded for Casey Robinson, this could be a real whole new ball game. But that's a little bit far in front. Eli Stolfus jumping for joy as he takes his lead off of third. He'll head back as this one's delivered for ball 2. 1 away here off of an Isaac Lazar fly out in the right. Jeremy Silver aboard on second. Hit by pitch his time up. Eli Stolfus got a 5-pitch walk. Here's the pitch. And swing and a miss from Berglund. That's strike 1. 2-1 goes the count. One away here. The pitch. And that one's outside. So Berglund now in a 3-1 spot. Time very well could get called if he would walk him loaded. Haven't seen a mound visit yet for Nicky Mealy. RBI situation here for Berglund. Here's a 3-1 pitch. You got to see something you like, and he doesn't. It's up high, and he'll take it for a 5-pitch walk. And the bases go loaded. And indeed, we're going to get said mound visit. He's up to 73 pitches now, so nothing too crazy. We'll see if they leave him in, but the dangerous spot now as you go right back to the top of the order. Casey Robinson is 0 for 1. He was hit by a pitch his first time up. Then I believe grounded out is next. It's going to be interesting here. Casey Robinson has hit the ball tremendously throughout this season, but then things have started to slow. He is, however, batting with an average of .320. So this is kind of the guy you want up in this position. Bases are loaded. Shaker's down 5, so you can't get it all back in one swing. But Casey Robinson is up here with behind him being Michael Cox, and this is what you need. Only 1 out. Double play would be in order, though. They leave Nicky Mealy out on the mound here to the left-handed hitter in Casey Robinson. Bases loaded. First pitch to him is on its way. And this one taken just down low for ball 1. Feels like the home plate umpires tightened things up a little bit with his strike zone, at least with the height. But now they have guys warming up along the right field line. pitch. Casey Robinson sends this one to the right side. The second baseman handles. The throw on the first is there. Shaker will score their first run. Robinson will get an RBI, but now there's 2 down. Michael Coxon now up here. Behind him, it'll be interesting to see, do we get Kranz or do we get Howard? Right now it's looking like we might get Kranz back in. And yes, that's indeed the case. As he puts the helmet on in the dugout and starts to step out of it. First pitch to Coxon, and he'll take the swing, sends it up the middle. That could get through. Shortstop handles the throw on a first. Are you kidding me? Defense coming to play out here for North Ridgeville, and they get out of the jam. Shaker Heights had bases loaded with only 1 out. They're only able to scratch 1 across, and it's a 5-1 ball game with North Ridgeville on top. Shaker Heights with only 6 more outs to try and get 4 runs. It's not impossible, but it's not exactly the most likely situation to come through. Shaker Heights' Quinn Malone coming back out to the mound. He was helped out by a big triple play in his first inning of his outing. We'll see if he's able to settle things down here in the 6th. Kyle Urban, man, we didn't know him before today, but this is the man of the hour. He has made some incredible throws from right field. This time he's going a running bunt. Quinn Malone going to try to get to it. The flip on the first. He's going to be safe. How about this kid, Kyle Urban, number 4? Nothing but respect for that guy. I mean, come on now. And so first runner aboard here with nobody out. We had the first 2 runners aboard with nobody out there in the bottom of the 4th. They got out of it with a triple play, courtesy of Andy Berglund. Never seen a triple play before in my high school career. Here the pickoff throw on the first will bring back in Urban safely. Quinn Malone right now can't let a run come across here. Oh, rule as strike number 1. 0-1 goes the counter to the new batter, Carter. He's 0 for 2. Also struck out once. So far, only 2 strikeouts, however, both coming from Lewis. Here, another pickoff throw. Quinn Malone, not exactly a hard pickoff thrower. And here's the pitch. This one's skied up. That's going to bloop out into center. So, same story as the last inning. First 2 guys on with nobody out. Shaker got very lucky there in the 4th inning. Can they get a little good bounce once again? It was a triple play last time. You can't rely on a triple play to happen again. You'd love it if it happened again. We'd love it if it happened again. But you can't rely on it. 5-1 North Ridgeville on top. Here's the pitch. It's way up high. Stolf is still your right fielder. You have to see him pitch in this postseason at all, which is just really surprising. Thought he could have been the starter today. I believe the assistant coaches thought he was going to be the starter today as well. I was asking them. Here, grounded over to Berglund. Berglund loses it in the 5-hole. He'll make the throw on a first. That is way off the mark, and as a result, that's going to score the runner from third. But here, the throw on to third, and he's going to be out. So Shaker Heights will get an out, but they're also going to have a run come across for the Rangers. Defensive mistakes, ladies and gentlemen. This is how Shaker Heights baseball has had as rough of a season as they have. And with 6 outs remaining on offense to get 5 runs, again, it's not likely. We've seen crazier in the world of sports, whether it be baseball, whether it be water polo or curling. The world of sports can be a little wacky sometimes. We wouldn't say that Shaker Heights is necessarily out of this game. It's a 5-run game. And with the offense that they have had, it's not the most likely scenario, but it can happen. Better late than never, as they say. And here, wind coming in once again. Here, Clark the batter, Rosado the pinch runner, as he'll take his lead off at first. Here the pitch. And now runs in and gets him right on the back of the jersey. 1 out and 2 runners on. English still not coming out. Shocking pitching decisions, it feels like, especially with the rough season that both Lewis and Malone have had, that they're not putting in Stolfus today. Thought that would have been the case, as we were telling you during the North Olmsted game. Here's the next pitch from Malone. That's outside. Because at this point, this late in the game, you can't be playing for the next game. I mean, we'd love to see Stolfus in that next game. But this one's skied away. Out in the left center. That's going to get down no matter what, and indeed it will. That's going to score at least 1, but probably 2. Here the throw in from Berglund. Oh, they're going to hold them back at third. And Berglund was not looking at third. They might have been able to take that out, but they're going to score another here in the bottom of the 5th. 7-1 goes your score. Still only 1 out, but yeah. And so at this point, it looks like North Ridgeville is very well in control of this game. The next pitch is low and outside for ball 1. Runner on second and third. Here with 1 away. For some reason, the game changer says it's 8-1. That's not the case. And this next one's up high again, 2-0. If he walks him here, do you make the call to Stolfus? It feels like you kind of gotta. Or put even in a guy like Isaac Lazar. This one off the mark. Lazar's pitched well. Hasn't had a whole lot of experience, which we've talked about, but at what point do you got to try something? So a 6-run ball game, you got to keep the score where it is now. It feels like if they're able to get these 2 guys on in the score, that this game's over. At least that's what it feels like. Again, crazier things have happened, but this one goes for ball 4. He'll walk him loaded. English tosses the pitch com back into the dugout. He's going to come out. The question is, will it just be a conversation or will it be a pitching move? And indeed, he calls out to right field. Eli Stolfus jogging his way in. We're going to get pitching warm-ups here from Eli Stolfus. We step aside. Bases will be loaded with only 1 out for Eli Stolfus when we come back. Thanks for tuning in. Vaughn Ullum on the call. 7-1. North Ridgeville leads it out here at their home base, North Ridgeville, Ohio. And Shaker Heights down by 6. The Rangers have the bases loaded. One swing of the bat here, and actually one good swing of the bat, and this one would technically be over. That'd have to be a home run, but that'd be a run rule mercy. Granted, we've seen that even at the college level. Look at Vandy versus Tennessee the other day. That was on Saturday as well. Stolfus. And a 1-1 count here to Lowe. Lowe's 1 for 2 to this point. Here's the pitch. And this one's skied up, sent our way. That's going to go right to the bleachers. So they were talking to me about how that one was coming over to me. Now both me and those fans have had a little piece of things. But no one's hit, no one's injured. Here's the 1-2. This one down low, kept in front by Coxon. No advancement made. Again, with bases loaded, if there was an advancement made, someone would be scoring. Here, Daniel Lowe with a fresh arm and Eli Stolfus out at the mound. Here's the 2-2 with one down. And this is low and outside. Well, feels a little different with bases loaded, but we have a countdown. It's 3 balls, 2 strikes, and 1 out. Still got to have fun out here at North Ridgeville, and that's the thing. Shaker Heights still has to have a little bit of fun right now as well. They're down 6. You got to have fun with what you're doing if you want to get back in this game. A 1-out payoff pitch. This could be big. Here it comes. And this one's skied up. Out into shallow center. Pevnik racing over to it. And are they going to tag? No. With the shallowness of the catch, there's out number 2, and the bases will remain loaded. Well, Stolfus right now just trying to keep Shaker Heights in this game within striking distance. We've seen at every single level. We've seen high school, college, majors. We've seen this comeback happen. It's just a question of will it happen for the 24 seed against the number 2 seed here in the OHSAA tournament, this next one catching. Going to be a lot of what-ifs about this game, of course. What if these mistakes weren't made? What if a different pitcher had started? What if... There's a lot of different things here. Isaac Lazar handles, and the throw on the first is there. Isaac Lazar still playing well defensively. He's a name we'll look at next year, the year after, or the year after. And the freshman will make the routine play for out number 3. So we go to the top of the 6th, where Shaker Heights has 3 of their final 6 outs to try and strike back into this one. 6 outs, 6 runs to make up. We'll see if they can do it. They're down 7-1 as we go to the top of the 6th. Vaughn Ullum on the call. We'll be back with you. And we're back with you for the 6th inning. Shaker Heights down by 6 to try and get things going. Here's Malachi Kranz, who subbed back in for O'Shea Howard, the right-handed hitter against a lefty dealer. We'll see what he can put together. This is exactly the kind of situation you want Kranz in, someone that can try to get the offense going. Not exactly a high-pressure situation, though it is kind of a crunch time for Shaker. When you're down 6 in the final moments, I mean, this is also where we could start to see some more of those seniors try to swing out of their shoes as well, trying to be the hero in what could be their final game. But we'll see what is to happen. Here's the 0-1 to Kranz, and you'll foul this one back. So back-to-back fouls, sent one down the third baseline, one right back into the caging behind home plate. Kranz, however, doesn't exactly get too stressed out in a 2-strike count. Here's the pitch, and this is way down low. If you're Kranz, you might have wanted to actually swing at that, because then you would have taken first. But, oh well. As we say all the time, you can't rely on that sort of stuff. And if we ask all the what-ifs, I mean, won't get us really anywhere. This next one outside. Could I ask what-ifs all season? Braden White up behind Malachi Kranz. It's a 2-2 pitch. And Kranz fouls this one back as well. He's staying alive. Welsh, the first base coach, down the first base line, he is looking a little tense. Here's another 2-2. That one's up high. Good watching by Malachi Kranz. Staying put in this AB. Watches it for a full count. And now this is going to be the payoff pitch. That could change a game. Here it comes. And a half-hearted swing and a miss. He didn't know if he wanted it or not. And he's a strikeout victim as we get the first out here in the 6th. 5 outs to go for Shaker Heights baseball. Fighting for their season. They got 6 runs to make up. Braden White, one of the guys that we got to see do something here. Feels like right now. Here's the first pitch to him. He'll swing and send this one up the middle. That one can sneak through, but the shortstop with a great play. And the throw. I mean, are you kidding? I mean, what can you do? I mean, the defense is just right there. Emmanuel Ramos on the throw. And North Ridgeville, it seems, they are just the better team today. And throughout the season, if you look at their record, and this one feels like you just got to tip your cap. I mean, sometimes you're not going to see even shortstops in the majors make that kind of play. But North Ridgeville here today is just having the bounces go their way. They're having the throws go their way. And the defense, as they say, defense wins championships, and North Ridgeville could be making that run too. Here, swinging a foul back, strike 2 here to Leo Pevnik. Two down. Nobody on here to Pevnik. Behind him, Eli Stolfus if he gets the chance. In a 7-1 ball game. Here's that 0-2 to come to the right-handed sophomore. Whew! Not sure where that missed. Maybe outside. Again, we can't really see the width of the pitch if it hit to the left or the right of the box, but we can definitely see the height, and that looked right down the middle. Leo Pevnik sends this one a tapper to the first baseman. He'll handle and step right on to first. Shaker goes down 1-2-3. Here in the top of the 6th, that's looking good for North Ridgeville. Shaker Heights baseball, however, down to their last 3 outs. We'll see what they can try to put together. But out on defense, they really have to shut things down right now. Eli Stolfus coming right back out to the mound when we come back. North Ridgeville is up. They're up 7-1 when we come back. So Shaker Heights has 3 more outs on offense, but they're down 6. They gotta shut down the Rangers right now, and if they don't, feels like this game could be over before Shaker gets their final out opportunity. But Eli Stolfus back out on the mound. He'll step off for a second. Maybe an issue with the pitch comm. English now going to give the single off to Coxon. Not sure what English is detailing right now. First pitch is there. So there you go. Not sure what the pitch comm issue is. Coxon now trying to get all the signals from English, but looks like, yeah, there's an issue with their communication. Next pitch. Ooh, looked like the same kind of location. Kind of got fooled, I guess, by the dip after it crossed the plate, but what can you do? 1-1 goes the count here. Eli Stolfus came in a little late to this game. And ooh, hello to that wind. Holy. Been a windy affair out here. Not exactly cold. A little chilly maybe if you're up here. But it's not bad. Here, the next one down low. 2-2. Even count here to Emmanuel Ramos. Ramos, I believe, might have been the victim of the triple play. I think he might have been the guy to hit it. And the 2-2 is fouled back. We do it again at 2-2. But yeah, Wesley Lewis, 3 pitches. Don't know where I'm looking. 3 innings pitched. Quinn Malone, 1 1/3. For Stolfus, it was 2/3 to this point. This one fouled back over to the softball field. Looks like it just missed the softball field. So we do it again at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out here with nobody on. And Stolfus set to deliver another 2-2. Here's the kick and the offering. And this one popped up. And Berglund going to go for the diving catch in the middle infield. And, well, he's had some fun defensive plays. Had a little bit of wind to it, I believe, as well. As it had a little bit of height on it. You can see behind us, I mean, the field goal post is shaking a little bit at the Rangers football field. Again, lovely athletic facilities, don't get me wrong. But that one going to run in and get him. Eli Stolfus has had some trouble with control throughout the season, specifically his slider more so. That one just ran in and got Urban. So double play is in order. That'd be fun to see Shaker Heights' last defensive efforts be through a double play. But yeah, you can see, I mean, they're just putting out some different looks right now. You're seeing Ben Martin out at second. I've never called him on varsity, so it's good to see him out there at second. OHSAA Howard now out of the game. It's unfortunate considering he's a senior and won't be able to get this final opportunity. But again, you never know if Shaker could mount a comeback too. I mean, wouldn't that be something? Stolfus stepping off here. But yeah, your infield now is Casey Robinson with Martin at second. At short is Andy Berglund. At third is the freshman Isaac Lozar. The outfield has Quinn Malone now with it. This ball going to skip away and into foul territory. Moving up to second will be Urban. We've said it once, we've said it a million times. Defensive mistakes have been the kicker for this Shaker Heights baseball team this year. Just too many errors and little things like that. At the beginning, it was offense. At the beginning of the season, it was a little bit of offense. But throughout the entirety of the regular season, it felt like offense then started to slow while defensive errors started to increase. And, of course, that's exactly what you don't want. You want them to be the exact opposites on both sides. But sometimes high school players can just be inconsistent, and that's kind of just what happened. This one low and outside, ball 2. And they've practiced over and over and over again some of these same kinds of things. That next one in there for strike 1. 2-1 goes the count with 1 away. And sometimes that's why you see the aggravating looks on guys like assistant coach Joe Welsh along the first base side when someone gets caught up in a rundown like they shouldn't be. Next pitch from Stolfus, fouled back into the caging, evened it up 2-2. 7-1, North Ridgeville leading out here at their home base. They're set to take on either Green or Avon in their next game if they are able to get through this one. Could be a good matchup between North Ridgeville and Avon. Very, very close competition. This next one going to skip away from Cox. And, oh, it hit him either way. But yeah, Avon and Ridgeville just border each other perfectly, so that public school matchup could be very, very fun. Avon, of course, one of the better schools, you could say, even in the state when it comes to athletics. I mean, look at their football team. They just won the championship this season. Their hockey team might be a little bit of a different story. Their baseball team this year isn't necessarily as strong as it sometimes can be. So they're seeded 18. Could be the same similar kind of matchup. Here's Stolfus with a pitch down low. Coxon keeping in front of him with a great pick out of the turf dirt in front of him. But yeah, as a whole, it's expected to see Green come out of that. But it'd be fun to see Avon come out of that. Man, we called a game against Avon one time. Shaker Heights Avon Soccer, I believe that was my sophomore year. This one grounded out of the third base line. Lazar just going to tap on third, make the throw on the first. That's not going to be there. Got the out at third, though, for the force. That'll be out number 2. But yeah, that soccer game was not exactly the most entertaining thing we've ever seen. 0-0 was their final, but that's just how soccer can go sometimes. That's just how some sports can always go. I mean, it depends. But typically in games like lacrosse and field hockey and baseball, you typically don't see 0-0 scores. But also in baseball and some of these other sports, you get overtimes. This one lined right into center. That's going to score one more. Here, the quick throw in from Pevnik, going to be cut off by Robinson. And there's run number 8 to come through. Good hits out of North Ridgeville. I mean, they really just have proven that they are the team that should go through. I mean, there's not really a whole lot of questions asked through this game to say, well, didn't Shaker have the better this? I mean, what ifs just don't change too much at this point. Shaker Heights, if we're being honest with ourselves, and it's my job to be honest with you, Shaker's gone hitless today. They have had Nick Mealy put up a no-hitter, and Mealy right now is up to bat. It'll be interesting to see if he could close it out. At that point, it could be fun. I've never called a no-hitter either. This one grounded over to third. Isaac Lazar, the freshman, handles, and the throw on the first is there for out number 3. The first base coach didn't like it, but they're up by 7. So Shaker Heights with one opportunity to not be no-hit. We'll see what they can do. Thank you very much for tuning in. Vaughn Ullum on the call with you here today. Shaker Heights with 3 more outs to try and put up 7 runs. We've seen crazier. We'll be back. Well, as a baseball commentator, I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't tell you this is a no-hit alert. Nicky Mealy, to this point, has not allowed a single hit from the Shaker Heights offense. And right now, it's his opportunity in the very first game of the postseason for North Ridgeville, not for Shaker. But can he put a no-hitter and cap things off out here at the North Ridgeville High School baseball field? We're about to find out. Nicky Mealy back out to the mound. We'll see if he can cap it off, as he's got more so the bottom of the order in 6, 7, 8 due up here. It's Eli Stolfus, Jeremy Silver, and Isaac Lazar. Guys that, of course, have been no-hit themselves. We'll see if it continues here with Nicky Mealy, the lefty dealer, set to take on two righties and a lefty. Righty, lefty, righty due up here. Stolfus takes this one down low. We almost called a no-hitter back in Menor last year. Quentin Garnett took it away with, I believe, 1 out in the final inning. Sent one right up the middle. And then it's unfortunate for that pitcher. Of course, you got to feel for him a little bit, but granted it was Menor. It was a rivalry, so not a whole lot of pity towards him. But here's the 2-0. Stolfus takes this one inside. So maybe a little bit of fatigue coming from Nicky Mealy. You can't imagine they take him out at this point, though, until he gives up a hit. Unless he, let's say, walked him loaded. That could be a different scenario. But this 3-0 is laid right down the middle, taken by Stolfus. Always the way you approach a 3-0 pitch if you are a hitter. Just take it all the way. That's exactly what he did there. 3-1. Here it comes, and Stolfus swings at this one. Could this drop? No, the center fielder gets to it. 2 outs remaining for the Shaker Heights baseball team here on the 2025 season. And Nicky Mealy, 2 outs away from that no-hitter. So Jeremy Silver digs in here. And this one's sent down the first baseline. There goes the no-hitter. Jeremy Silver going to book it all the way up to second, and the throw will not be there, as Silver will be safe in at second. And Nicky Mealy just unable to get the no-hitter, as once again, just like last year, there is a hit with 1 away in the final inning. Man, Shaker Heights does not like giving up no-hitters. Jeremy Silver said no thank you. Put one right down the first baseline. Just got by the first baseman, Carter. And Jeremy Silver will take what we're going to rule as a double. First hit of the ball game for Shaker Heights, and that's why they find themselves down 8-1. Sam Luther, your batter now, is Isaac Lazar, the freshman, will get a lot more opportunity to come up and take his chances. Sam Luther, the senior here, will take a half-hearted swing for strike number 2. So they decide to give him one last chance up at the plate. Hopefully he's able to make something good out of it. Jeremy Silver off of second. Mealy looks over to him, now delivers the pitch, and Sam Luther late on the heater. And he's another strikeout victim. That's out number 2. Mealy struck out a decent amount of these Red Raiders to this point. Let me get you the total, if my phone would like to work. There we go. That first one goes for the first strike of the new AB. It's 8 strikeouts for Shaker Heights as a whole. Here's the 0-1. Berglund watches this one, strike 2. Shaker Heights down to their final strike of the season. North Ridgeville leads by 7 here in the 7th. Jeremy Silver taking the lead off of second. Why not just book it here from second? But he's going to continue to take his leads. This one fouled back into the caging. Two strikes to Andy Berglund, the sophomore that came in the late stages of last year. Called up a little bit to be with the team for the postseason. Made his name known here in the regular season of 2025 here. Swing and a miss. And Shaker Heights loses this one by a final of 8-1. So they're going to line up for the handshakes. Shaker Heights eliminated here in the district semifinal. but now we're going to send you back up to me. Thank you very, very much for tuning in here to the final broadcast here on the baseball season. What could be our last one, unless lacrosse wins yesterday. Unless lacrosse wins tomorrow, we unfortunately won't be able to cover that one again. Don't blame me, blame the parental unit. But Shaker Heights coming into today had a rough go in hitting, and it showed here today. They just were able to get their first hit of the ball game right there from the double from Jeremy Silver, and Shaker Heights was able to put one run through coming from how did they score that run? It was, I believe, by an RBI, but regardless, Shaker Heights just hasn't really shown that they were able to hit the ball, and that comes from a very young team, a team that hasn't seen as many pitches. Players like Isaac Lazar coming into the starting lineups out here. People like Andy Berglund, Leo Pevnik, Aaron Neiman, all of which are sophomores. And Shaker Heights is going to be a lethal team. Believe me, they will be a lethal team in a couple of years here. When you have guys like Neiman as a senior, when you have guys like Berglund as a senior, when you still have guys like Isaac Lazar as a junior in that year, 2 years from now. But Shaker Heights here today will fall by 7 to the number 2 seed in North Ridgeville. We wish them the best of luck. We'll see if they play either Green or Avon, but North Ridgeville definitely the favorites to come out of this district, and it definitely could be them making their way towards a deeper playoff run. But again, thank you very much for tuning in. Real quick, I'd like to thank everybody who helped me along this baseball commentary journey. Of course, I've been out to San Diego last year, Myrtle Beach this year to go catch the seasons, whether it be preseason or regular season for Shaker Heights out there in the faraway locations. I'm very, very thankful to Shaker Heights as a whole who's been able to support me through those, and also the coaches in specific, the athletic department, Michael Babnick and Mark Eny helping me out with that. But again, of course, the coaches, and that includes the assistant coaches, Jarrell Johnson and Joe Welsh, but also the head coach, Stephen English, who we've played a great many times some Mario Kart and Super Smash together on those San Diego and Myrtle Beach trips. But the baseball team as a whole, players, coaches, parents, they've all been so great to support me through these last 3 years. I've been following the baseball team home and away. I've only done that for 3 sports. That's been football, hockey, and baseball, and these baseball players have been something different. Great, great people. And again, we're looking forward to seeing them in a couple of years when hopefully they can make a very deep run in the GCC and maybe get something going. Excuse me, choking up here, and then maybe get a run going out there in the state tournament. But thank you again, everybody, whether you're tuning in just now for this one game, whether you've tuned in all season, whether you've tuned in for multiple seasons, for multiple games. I mean, we really, really do appreciate it. This could be my last, unless Shaker wins lacrosse tomorrow. And we'll let you know. We'll make the post here on the YouTube channel. My name is Vaughn Ullum. Thank you so, so much, Shaker Heights Baseball, for letting me follow you. It's been an honor, and we will hopefully see you Friday, but this could be the last. Thanks for joining Vaughn Ullum on the call.